What is going on, guys? We're back for another Witch's Weapon video. Here, I want to talk about Beatrice and this event to get Heaven's Roses. Now, from what I am seeing here, I'm not sure why, but I've seen some people complain about not being able to get it done. Like, oh, you only have a window for error in 4 of these. We can't really do it. Well, to that, I would have to say, if you're playing the game, it's not really something that you would run into. This isn't an issue that you should really have. It's honestly weird if you do. Like, take for instance, I am pretty close to level 30, right? And a lot more content will be available to me once I reach level 30. More modes and whatnot, new chapter, and these gems. Now, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, but people feel as though they don't have enough time. And I'm not sure if they're basing it off of like the days that these are opening up. But you got 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks and 10 hours. You have plenty of time. Now, there's one where I could see someone feeling as though, you know, it's rigged, it's bugged. Now, this catalyst, purchase catalyst 5 times at a main shop. This one has been bugged. This one is annoying because it's been bugged for so long, and the rewards that the compensation rather that they gave for this is just, it's ridiculous. It does not compensate. It simply does not compensate for how long it was bugged and them just not knowing. They only gave 20 gems and like 2,000 gold or something. Maybe 10,000. Even then, that's nothing. That's actually just nothing. You don't know what 20 gems gets you? 20 gems gets you 120 AP if you haven't purchased already. There's a Dawn shop here, which is pretty nice. So 20 gems gets you 2 of these. It doesn't get you 3. There's also second variant of this here, where you can either spend gems to get one. I'm not sure why anybody would. If you're not a whale, do not touch this. Do not touch this either. It's not worth it. You eventually get a decent enough amount of gold. It's honestly not that much. They should fix that. It's not as much as you think. It's it's far less than you think, and it's not that much more than you would think either. So they gotta find a way to balance that. They also have to find a way to balance the AP. I'm not really a fan of locking content through level. It just, like, I'm sure it's because they just don't have content available and they wanted to keep people interested in the game. That's not exactly the way to do it. Honestly, feels like it's a bit of laziness, to be perfectly honest. And there's a way around that. Like, if you feel like there won't be content in your game, just make it a grind fest. Most of your issues are pretty much solved. You just have to have content that is, you know, more difficult, more pleasing for people to go through. You know, your hardcore players, you have to appease them, and at the same time, newer players, you have to appease them as well. Having a stamina issue is not the way to do it. Having material issues, gold issues, definitely not the way to do it. And it's not as if, you know, it's not as if it's completely unplayable. That's not at all the case. You just have to be incredibly careful in what you pull your resources into. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot. This is a problem that people are running into. You can't level up every single one of these units. You can't. As a free-to-play player, even as a pay-to-play player, you just... Well, as a pay-to-play player, you can, for the most part. But even then, there's just not enough stuff to grind for the weapon level in particular, right? You just won't be able to, simply because you'll run out of materials. Now, there is a way around that, and because you have so much, as you know, in the instance of a pay-to-play player, I'm just going to do this prayer when we're talking about this. In the instance of a pay-to-play player, if your wallet has no bounds, you're able to, you know, get a bit further ahead than other people would be able to, simply because you can pull your gems into buying AP. Though it doesn't get you that far ahead, you for sure can farm a lot more materials, and you can then use that to level up weapons. But for all intents and purposes, you're gonna hit a wall as well. The game's just, you know, it's, you could say in a way that it's fair for people who, you know, aren't as lucky on their pools, but the game's balanced enough to where you can pretty much use whatever team you want and find a way to get through content. The game is flexible like that, which is a really good thing, in my opinion. But back onto the topic of Beatrice in Heaven's Roses, there's really no reason for you not to be able to get this done. The sooner you just lock into having an account and getting all these rewards, because there is a limit to the rewards. You have about, from the game's release, the game's initial release, which was 6 days ago, essentially, you have about a 14-day window. You have a 14-day window to, you know, get your re-rolling in, whatever it is that you want. It really shouldn't take that long because they give you infinite re-rolls, so you just go until you're happy with something. It really shouldn't have taken any longer than whenever you started. The reason I say that you should start within 14 days of the game's release is because there are login rewards for the first 30 days that for 45 days that you are playing a game via the game's, you know, initial release. So you will want to get those as soon as you possibly can. You don't want to miss out on those. And I'm sure they did that because without those resources, the game becomes a bit tougher to get into as far as like resources. All the resources that they gave allows you to get a much higher head start than other people. So if you're coming into this game, you're watching this video, let's say a month and a half from now, 2 months from now, you've likely missed out on these rewards. Now, for Beatrice's Heaven's Roses, I'm not sure if that applies, but for this right here, this is what I'm talking about specifically. This right here, new agent. That there. Let's see if we can't find. Let's see if we can find where it's set. The notice that is. Here we go. Not that. There's a way to access it. But the gist of it is there's can I get to the login screen? Yes I can. There we go. Okay. So, this is what I'm talking about. The first 15 days of the server opening, challenge stages, and level up your character to win some awesome rewards. We looked at that already. The new agent, that's right here. Okay, so it's actually less time. It's actually less time. So scratch everything that I said. Sign in a total of 25 days within the first 30 days of the server opening. So if you did not play this game from its initial release, you only have a 5-day window. You have a 5-day window. That's how much time you had to reroll. So it's already passed. If you have not done it by the 5th day of the server's opening, then you just missed out on this. Which is pretty unfortunate because the rewards are quite good. They're not much, but every little bit counts in this game. Like every bit of your resources count. It's it's imperative that you get these. So if you're watching this, if you just now seeing this video, I implore you, and I'm going to get this video out as soon as possible, realizing how important it is for people to know about this. Yeah, you need to get this out as soon as possible, and you really have no excuse if you've known about the game. You have the infinite rolling ticket here, so let's say, you know, I understand people, you know, are working, have lives and all that stuff. It's one of those things where if you're on it, you get rewarded. If you're not on it, tough luck. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it goes. There's not much past that can be done. But for the most part, you should, and this is the server that I'm in, for the most part, you should have this set. I hope that you guys have this set. It's really important for you to get these. Now, if you get them, again, it's not the end of the world. This isn't an end-all, be-all, like, oh, if I don't get this, my account is doomed. It's nothing that serious. It's really nothing that serious. These are the bonuses here for the 30 days. These are the bonuses. You see, it lasts for a month. This is the limited time login bonuses. So you see here, you get 50,000 gold. Here you get 40 AP. That's a lot. You get one tarot card. That's also a lot. You get 200 points for someone who fits into that category. I'd imagine like Gwen, Monica, those types. Here you get one of these, which gives 10,000 experience. You're gonna hit a point where you won't have too many of these. in your leveling up process, and it's gonna suck. But that window is very small. It only lasted about a day for me, I think. So yeah, it's really important that you guys get on this as soon as you can. Log in every day. These rewards are quite useful. It doesn't seem like much, but it amounts over time, as you can see. You know, you get 3 more of these, that's 60 AP. You get 2 of these, that's 20,000. You get 2 more tarot cards for summoning, which is huge. Some more of these witch weapon experiences. You get macarons here, 50. Another 10,000, another 50,000. 3 more tarot cards. This one right here is huge. It's actually huge. This is huge as well. Like you see, as it continues on, now you have 100 AP, 50,000, 4 tarot cards, 600 here, 60 right there, and you get 2,400. You see, as the days go on, that's 100,000 gold right here. Like at this point, your resources should be pretty stacked once you start getting into these rewards here. But again, like every little bit counts. So like again, like over time, this will certainly be useful. And here you see Akira. It's our last name, Akira Todokari, something like that. Let me just double check. Now that right there, Takasaki, excuse me, Akira Takasaki. I'm thinking of somebody else. Somebody's name in here is Todokari. Or I might be thinking of an entirely different game. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I'm tripping. Whatever. You guys get the gist. You want to get these login bonuses. There's this Dawn weekend shop that opens up. It seems to be like once a week, where you can get materials that you may or may not want to get. I'm still undecided on this. I'm not sure what I would want to get. If I am to get any of these, it will for sure be Akira Takasaki's, along with Henriette's, possibly. I'm just not I'm not necessarily wanting to level up any character that's not Akira Takasaki or Emily. Those are the 2 that I am looking to grab, and I'm not sure if their event is up next, but most importantly, Akira Takasaki. That's who I'm looking to grab, because she makes every team pretty stupid, pretty dumb. In the same way that I covet Monica and her being like an all-purpose, like must-have on your team. Same thing for Akira and her being one of the best, if not the best, utility unit in the game. She buffs your team. She increases their active skill gauges, which is huge. It's actually just insane how useful she is. So much so to the point where when I pull her, because I will pull her, I'll likely swap out Rafi and I'll run Ray, Beatrice, Akira Takasaki, and Monica, simply because Monica provides enough healing. The more damage you take when her shield is up, the more HP you replenish, and it's pretty good. So that'll probably be the team that I rock with. I believe I've covered most of what I saw that was, somewhat controversial. I believe that was it. I'm just it's a bit worrisome that they didn't exactly roll out the red carpet with the catalyst issue, but they did address it. So regardless of how the rewards look, it's good that they were listening to the community. That's the main thing. They listened to the community. They saw the feedback. They, worked on it as soon as they could, and they got it fixed, I guess. The reason I say I guess is because here's what happened, right? In the guild shop. So for the mage, right? You see, normally this is not that amount. I believe it's only 3. Because I grabbed Chios earlier today, and when I came back after maintenance, there were 3 more. So I grabbed Henriette's because I have Henriette, and it's pretty useful. So I grabbed 3 of these, right? I grabbed 3 of these. Hold on to that. I grabbed 3 of those. Let's go back to here. It only says that I grabbed 1. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it's individual catalysts. It doesn't count for the 3 that you buy, which is kind of silly. But then again, like, you have 14 whole days, so it's not that big a deal. The sooner you get on this, the better it is. I strongly urge everyone to get on this as soon as you possibly can. It would be a shame for you to miss out on a free SSR, because the rates, let's be honest, they're not that great. They were phenomenal for me. They have some decent rates. They have some pretty decent rates, you would think. I just got pretty lucky in my pulls. They're questionable. For all intents and purposes, they're pretty questionable. It's not that high if it's not on a rate up, so I would not suggest anyone who isn't a whale, even whales, I would not suggest for you to summon on any banners that don't have rate ups, because the percentages without such is not great. Is there a pity system on this? No, there's not. So stay away from this. Stay away from this right here. It's this regular banner. Stay far away from that. You should only be summoning on rate up banners that have a pity system, because you will not enjoy the game if you just summon on whatever banner, any and every banner. Your goal, like, okay, for me, as I said, I got pretty lucky. The resources are not there like that, and this is why I'm strongly urging people to log in every single day to get these tarot cards, because if you're not a pay-to-play player, as a free-to-play player, you need every bit of advantage that you can get. Otherwise, you'll fall behind, far behind. You should really look towards a unit that is more or less future-proof, will go through a lot of content and be able to, do well above average in the said content to avoid, hitting walls. The worst thing that can happen to you is hitting a wall, and it will happen if you don't manage your resources well. Please do not summon on any and every banner that you see. Look at your box first. Look at what you want. You should always look at your box and look towards what is easier to build. Again, this event is your bread and butter. This event allows you to build a magic team. I've urged everyone, just go towards magic team. Just go towards building the magic team. It's the easiest team to build for free-to-play players. It's just the easiest one to build. And currently, right now, we don't have the support necessary to run a really good physical team. You can. It's possible right now. There are builds that I've been looking at for a physical team. It's definitely possible. Monica is a staple in that, as well as Henriette. If you got Estina, she's good. You can run her. There is, if you for whatever reason were able to pull Emily, awesome. She's the core of all physical teams. And you would want to couple her with Claudia because she increases crit, and Emily loves crit. Her skill is based around that. Like, it's her weapon literally lives for that. You ignore defense through critically striking. On top of already critting, you ignore defense. Like, how insane is Emily, right? And this is her normal attacks that will essentially be hitting for like over 100k, like easily. It's not even close, like 150k on autos. How insane is that, right? So yeah, that being said, I believe that is everything that's covered. Please do not miss out on these opportunistic materials that you are essentially just handed to you. You need them if you want to take this game seriously. So, with that being said, if you guys have any more questions on what's going on with this, if you are curious as to how you can, get these rewards in a timely manner if you come in pretty late, honestly, I would say roughly you would need about 2 weeks to fully clear this out. If you're like on and off, if you're like on it the way I have been, it's gonna look like this. Like day in and day out, the only time that I did not have all of these cleared by the time it popped up each day was about day 4. That was when, I missed one, and then, day 5, because of the finite amount of materials that you have and whatnot. But day 6, I had this cleared. I had all of this cleared. And what you want to do to try and stay ahead of the curve, when you can, you see I've already bought them, these here, because gold's going to be pretty difficult early on. Later on, as time progresses, you should not have as much of an issue. Try and buy these when you can. If you don't need to, don't do it, but the sooner you get on it, because gold won't become as much of an issue as it is early on, you'll want to do that simply so you can save your Saphira materials. You can use those. I strongly suggest against using those unless you know what you're doing. You want to stay as far away from using those as you possibly can and keep the weapon upgrade materials topped off in your boxes as best as you can. And look for these mystery shops. Whenever these pop up, see what you can grab, what you can't grab. Don't beat yourself up. If you can't grab it, sometimes it's better to pass up on something at the moment as opposed to grabbing it and essentially setting your account back just to grab, one of these Saphira upgrade materials, and now you're locked out of some content where you were, let's say you're really close to a level like I am, and you spend all of your gems in this Dawn shop instead of making a push. Let's say it's really close to this event being up, and you weren't thinking you don't have money for whatever reason to buy more gems and get more AP, and now you're just stuck without getting this, and you're like, you were one off, you forgot, and now you can't get this. That would be a shame, right? So just be wary of what you're doing with your account, the resources that you have available to you. You always want to be thinking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps ahead of where you should be, where you want to be with your resources. It is very easy for you to fall behind if you just use them on whatever you see and think like, oh, this will be good, oh, that'll be good. Think of this as real money, how to manage, your money. Let's say you have a budget, and for all intents and purposes you do have a budget, and this game has a free-to-play player. You'll want to make sure that you don't mismanage them. Please don't mismanage them. You will not have a fun time, and you'll probably not want to play the game anymore simply because you see everyone else's progress and you will wonder why you're so far behind. It's probably because you mismanaged your resources. So please, please, please don't be that person. If you need help on this type of thing, again, you can reach me in the official Witches Weapon Discord at Spartan D. That is SpartanDii. It will be in the description below, so you'll see it there. If you have questions on how to manage this type of stuff, I will be more than happy to work with you through it. Feel free to message me. And with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, any more questions that you guys may have, please let me know. I hope you guys haven't had too much trouble. One more thing, I saw people have an issue logging in. The one prompt that pops up as soon as you go into the game, just skip that. And the second prompt that comes up, hit the update. That should get rid of it. You don't need to get rid of the game, restart the game, any of that stuff, re-download it like people have been saying. That is misinformation. I have not had to do that. And this is, it's apparently just for iOS. You don't need to do that. Just do what I said. And skipping the first prompt, updating with the second prompt, you'll be fine. And yeah, with that being said, love you all much. And I will see you guys next time.